Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's one of these rainy, gloomy days, so no better time than now to go ahead and work on the my brand new sledge here. We got some upgrades we're going to be throwing on it. Let's get to work. Well, I'm going to have to put this on hold for a minute. Apparently I made a mistake ordering and ordered 2 sets of these, which are for the rear. They will not fit the front control arms, so now I have to order those. Oh my god, I can't win. You know, I actually ordered 2 sets of one of these arms by mistake. And then same thing here with the X Maxx. I ordered an extra set of these. I don't know how the heck I keep missing this. Yeah, so I got, I think, like a right rear arm extra in blue. Oh man, I can't believe that. Oh well. I was gonna go ahead and, seeing how I got all the screws cut open, go ahead and mount that. Try this little screwdriver thing out and revisit this when the new pieces come in. Nope, it does not have enough torque to thread that stuff in, so we're just gonna have to revert to good old drill. Now, I never go full speed when I do this, and I never send them all the way in either, so just be careful because you are dealing with plastic. Alright, we'll revisit this when the parts come in. In the shop here, doing a quick little fix on the Clodbuster. You look there, there is supposed to be a bumper, like here on the front. I don't know where it went. I'm not sure when it got lost. I don't know. I don't remember. Understand that, I bought this thing new in '87, and I've been through a lot since then. I've been through college, been through flight school. I went through military police school. I enlisted in the Army. I don't even remember where this truck sat. Maybe I kept it at my parents' house when I first, because I don't remember having this laying around. But anyhow, yeah, I don't know where the bumper ever went to, but I found one on eBay. He said it was new old stock, and I mean, it does look. So they did do a re-release called the Black Edition, which I did in '87, but so I don't know if this is original '87 or this is off the Black Edition, but it doesn't really matter because, I mean, wow, little thing, but hey, you know what? It's going to be on there, and it's going to look good. But check this out. So this is my original fluorescent light. Look at the lighting here. Check it out. I fixed the light that used to be on top here. Oh, look at that. Look at all that light. So, this is really easy, but these tires are kind of in the way. What makes this thing cool also kind of makes it a pain at times, but it's alright. Let's get Jack at the back. So you want to hear like a little story time about this truck here. See, so these, they're electric RCs, so right, so they're electric, so they have electric. This one actually has 2. This one here, the what is it, RX 540 VZ Techno Gold. Very good motor, especially for back in the day. It was like one of the top of the line motors to have. I understand, I worked when I was a kid. I delivered papers, and I worked at McDonald's. I worked at a gas station. Doing small repair stuff, fixing tires and that, oil change things, I always worked, always had money, so there was an indoor racetrack that I would go to. It was pretty fun. Kids would always want me to run their cars over in that, and next to that, or down at the other end of the strip mall, was the RC car shop. And this guy was always like a douche. always hovered over me and my friends like we were gonna steal stuff. And then one day, that friggin' douche, I go in there after running at the RC track. You know, we were kids. We just enjoyed looking at all the new car stuff that, you know, all the cars and that they had there. And so we go in there and just browse. Never really spent money there because the guy was expensive. And there was another hobby shop in the next town that I usually dealt with. They were pretty cool. I think they even gave me a break on these 2 motors. So I bought the 2 motors at this other hobby shop. So I walk into this hobby shop one day, and the guy's like, "Nice motors on that Clodbuster." I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, they're done great, man. I think wheelies now, and it's so fast." I said, "I want to run like the 8-volt battery, but just haven't gotten it yet." And he's like, "Yeah, it looks like the ones that were stolen from me." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you need to stay here for the police to come." I just looked at him. I was like, "Fuck you." Grabbed my Clodbuster and walked out. Don't you dare ever accuse me of stealing stuff. No, and he did. He called the friggin' cops. You know, the cops came. And you know what? Unfortunately, back then, if somebody accused you of something when you were a kid, they took the adult's word over anybody else. Even though my mom didn't remember even driving me to the... She drove me to the hobby store. It was too far for me to go. But she didn't know what I bought. So yeah, Mom had to bust out the credit card, paid for 2 new friggin' motors to this friggin' clown, because nobody would believe me, because they were like, "Why did you leave?" I said, "Because I didn't do anything wrong." They're like, "You were running." I was like, "Yeah, I was running with this friggin' thing in my hand, right?" So, oh man, what an adventure. Oh, yeah, luckily that douchebag, his business went out of business because he was a douche. Yeah, still can't believe that, man. You know, it's... Man, how the hell do you put these bumpers together? Man, I cannot get in here to work. This was not a good idea, Tamiya. Yeah, so you believe that? I got accused of stealing the damn electric motors in here, so these things were actually purchased twice. You know, if you were to do that today, today's parents... Which is kind of a bad thing, but it's also a good thing in a way sometimes. But, you know, today's parents probably would have been like, "Oh, hell no. You're not accusing my kid of doing that stuff." But no, not when I was growing up. I got put in the back of the damn cop car. I was sitting there, had to wait for Mom to show up. Mom believed it. And I'm like, I tell the cop, I'm like, "You seriously think I walked into the store, grabbed 2 friggin' motors, unbolted them out of here, threw them in, and then friggin' left?" He's like, "Well, I don't know." I'm like, "Freaking, there's 2 screws. You got to take that out. You got to wire it. I mean, look, it's all... How the hell did I steal them and put them on the truck?" Freaking, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's my little story with this truck here. I got in trouble for having money being a kid. Not even a kid. I was probably 16, I think. Maybe 17. It was just before I was driving. But I was old enough to know better. Yeah, the guy tried to stop me. I was like, "Touch me, I'm a juvenile. You go to freaking prison." He was trying to like lay hands on me. I would have decked that dude. So yeah. Oh, Clodbuster got me put in the back of a cop car, man. Jeez. Then I ended up shortly thereafter enlisting in the Army, becoming a cop. Then I got to put people in the back of a cop car. But yeah, so there's my story. The Clodbuster got me arrested. Tell you what, man, I am loving having this workshop. I love it. Absolutely love it. Check it out, man. Boom! Brand new bumper. You should actually be able to pick it up by this. And you know, one important thing I learned since I'm not a kid anymore, not to over tighten this stuff. I found in my dealings with this thing, I really over tightened a lot of items on here. So that's probably what I initially did, is I probably over tightened. Like you can see here in the front, look at the white stress marks in the plastic. Probably for me, over tightening it, because I don't think anything ever hits these bumpers. But oh man, big Clodbuster! Hell yeah. Love this truck, man. Love it. Well, good evening, everyone. It's about 1 a.m. Can't sleep. Back's got me up again. You know, freaking sucks, but you know, what are you going to do? All I do is keep tossing and turning. I keep the wife up, so figure I'd come out here. Look at that, man. If I didn't put this piece on, look at that. And look, everybody said that this piece back here will break. The bed is the weak point in here. And look, man, I just realized that. Look at that crack. I did get this piece here. Hope's supposed to strengthen this because it didn't take but one run. I already dimpled that, so. Wow. Can't believe that. Wow. I know people showed a way to use shoe glue and drywall tape to strengthen the bodies, but I didn't really believe in all that. But I'm gonna have to look into that because these bodies aren't cheap. But yeah, I can't sleep. The wife's off the next 7 days, so I figured no better time than right now to go ahead and throw these blue A-arms I have on here. But this one's gonna be a chore because this truck actually has an upper A-arm. Has like a legit upper A-arm and a lower A-arm, where the other vehicles just have usually like just a single type of bar that hold it. But yeah, and then this thing is so big, I don't think I would usually like to work front and then rear, but I don't think this thing's gonna let me do it. Nah. Well, actually, yeah, I can if I use the stand here. And I have this thing way off, but I don't like that. Most of the screws face this way. I don't know. I don't know what to do. If I work this way, I guess I'll work this way. I'll do one side then the other side. Probably the best way to do it. Alright, let's get to work. Wow. Oh, this looks so good. Now I'm going to have to do one of these sexy montage things and bring this to you with all these nice camera angles. What do you think? What do you think what it looks like? I'm happy. And you know what? This really wasn't that bad at all. Probably the most difficult or the most inconvenient part was having to take the wheelie bar off to get to the back pins here. But, I mean, they really make this really easy to work on. I thought it was going to be harder having both control arms, but it all went together very, very nicely. And, man, I'm really happy with the look. I mean, man, it just adds some color. Because you already got the blue shocks on here, and alright, I'm happy. I'm going to try to get some sleep. Good night. Oh, good evening, everyone. It's about 1 a.m. and I can't sleep. So, yeah, I got the Clodbuster back on the bench. When I was doing the axle on here, I noticed that one of the gearboxes was missing a screw, and I didn't have one long enough, so I ordered the proper screw bag. It does have a screw long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And I also had a viewer tell me about on the servo, changing out the piece on here for the 4-wheel steering and putting, well, I'm not sure which one I would use here. I'll probably go with this one. Putting like a Longhorn piece in here, put it in there, and then this will have more throw than what's already in there, and it should make the 4-wheel steering work a whole lot better. I'll show you now. Let's plug it in, and see, it really doesn't do anything sitting still. So we'll see if swapping that out it makes any improvement. All I know is right now when you drive it, as it goes forward, only the back wheels really turn, and when you back up, then the front wheels turn. The servo, whatever, there's not enough throw in here to really get all 4 to turn. So I'm not going to bore you with me taking it apart. Next time you see it, we'll have it back together. Oh, I'm going to strangle this damn thing, I swear. Alright, so I got the bolt in the case, in the gear case. It went in, that was fine. So I went to take these screws out to get down here to where the servo is to put in that bigger horn. And if you remember one of my previous videos, I said this thing, it felt like the battery's dead, like it just didn't have the power. Like when I hit the gas, it used to just wheelie, but I was having to back up and do it. Well, I found right here this wire that's on the speed control was broke. It was barely hanging on. So I took it apart, soldered it, and now, of course, when you take something apart, it doesn't want to go back together right. So it's all loose. It's not making contact. I can't find any pieces that I'm missing, and I can't figure out what I did wrong. But, too, there's a ball underneath this piece of plastic that moves, and it's all loose, and it feels like it's going to pull out of this disc. So it's all wobbly. So I got a new speed control coming, and I'm trying not to spend any more money. Oh my god, the wife's already getting mad because I got like all these packages coming. Because like here, I ordered all these parts. Like I did like a big order, a couple of big orders, and so much of the stuff's back ordered that it's coming in later. So that's what I hate. It's like stuff's back ordered, and I freak out, and it's like I hate stuff being broke. Like now, nothing I can do with this thing. I have to wait for the speed control. Is it a problem? No, it really shouldn't be. I have the 3 traxxas and the hot shot that I can. So I got 4 other RC cars I can play with. But I hate stuff being broken, not being able to fix it. But I can't even use the speed control out of the Frog because this one's designed for 2 motors. What you can't see is after here, underneath here, these wires split. Because there's 2 wires to this motor, 2 wires to that motor, and it all has to come from this one control. So, Tamiya did a re-release of this. The new re-releases had an electronic speed control, and it was designed to work on the dual brushed motors, which is what I have. So, there's a hobby store on eBay. I ordered a new ESC, like $40. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's just, I kind of wanted to keep this thing original, even though this is clunky and junky, but I can't find an original. I did find one guy selling everything, this whole tray, all the electronics, the motors. He wants $150, and I'm not doing that. I mean, at that point, I think for $300 you can buy a whole brand new Clodbuster. I mean, it's a re-release, but I mean, I could get a whole brand new Clodbuster, but I don't want to do that. I like my original, but I'm not going to pay $150 for a radio and 2 servos and all that. I'm not doing it. I'll pay the $40 and I won't have the original speed control anymore, but well, it is what it is. So she's broke again. I swear, man, I get this it's getting revenge on me for keeping it in the garage for years and abandoning it. All right, well, that's where we are at with this.